I really like Lucha Underground. I don't know if I pounded that point to death or not, but I literally just got done watching this week's episode, and holy crap. That show is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. And we've got Aztec Warfare next week to look forward to. It's going to be so great. Oh my god, the things that they did to set that up. It's going to be... It's so awesome. I kind of... Even though the show's already happened, I kind of don't want to spoil it. Just go check it out. It's great. It's so fucking great. One thing I will say... Matanza was finally revealed this week, and he's going to appear... I assume in Aztec Warfare, and he looks like he looks like Leatherface if Leatherface was a luchador, and it's every bit as awesome as it sounds. He came out, he was covered in blood, other people's blood, obviously, and I'm just like, that's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. This show is always giving me the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. And since Matanza's coming back next week, that means Dario's coming back next week to the temple, which fucking hey! And that's only like the tip of the iceberg of the stuff that they did on this show to set up Aztec Warfare next week. Just go check it out. Have fun. If you have a Right Network, I'm sure they'll be showing a replay. If you have iTunes, you can check out Lucha Underground on iTunes or whatever. I don't know how quickly they put the new episodes up, but just go watch it. Any way you can find to possibly watch it, just go watch it. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty fucking cool. I have to say, I'm like really giddy right now. It's like the show makes me feel like a 7-year-old again, like watching wrestling. It's just amazing, like how much they get me to love something. I am way more excited for Aztec Warfare than I've been for the Royal Rumble in years. Literally years. They're just good. They're just really good at what they do. Yeah, so that's enough marking on for Lucha Underground. One of these weeks, I'm going to put a live camera on myself and just post that as a video, and you can watch me watch Lucha Underground. And, watch me just geek out like a 7-year-old, because it's almost embarrassing, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's the way wrestling should be. It's the way it should be enjoyed, just me marking out and having fun. But yeah, so I've gushed over Lucha Underground enough. I didn't watch this week's NXT, not yet anyway, I'm going to. I haven't watched this week's Ring of Honor, although I'm actually looking forward to watching it because they have a tag team gauntlet lined up, and I think that could be pretty cool and fun to watch. WWE. Well, before I get into WWE, let's talk about a little bit about TNA. They had a live Impact this week where a... Spoiler alert, in case you haven't watched it or in case you care, a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion was crowned. Drew Galloway, formerly Drew McIntyre of the WWE. I guess anybody's better than Matt Hardy at this point, but Drew, obviously a very talented guy. I think WWE kind of dropped the ball with him, or just they pulled the rug out from under him way too soon. Unfortunately, in TNA, his whole character is that he's like the biggest suck up to the fans imaginable, and no one's called him on it yet. But he's like, basically his role is to be a giant suck up to the fans. But like I said, he's a very talented dude, and there are worse options for TNA at this point. But I'm just not as invested in Drew as I think they want me to be. But like I said, it could be worse. So we'll see how that goes. Now going into WWE, I did see Roadblock. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was nice to see a show that wasn't as produced or didn't have as much production behind it. It wasn't as polished as like Raw or the pay-per-views, because it looked a little bit more organic than the typical WWE show. And there was some good stuff on there. I thought Natalya and Charlotte had a really good match. I thought Enzo and Cass and the Revival had a damn good tag match. Very, very good. Main event was good, even though we all knew Triple H was going to win. We all knew. We all fucking knew it was coming. But at the same time, it was like the little fake out with Dean there was fine for what it was, I guess. And it's something they can revisit later in case, in a situation where they can actually have Dean go over Triple H. If they ever want to do that, they can say that Dean actually did have Triple H pinned and then use that to set up a rematch down the road. The Brock Bray stuff, again, they'll probably revisit it after WrestleMania. I don't think this was meant to be any kind of feud ender or anything like that. Roadblock was just a solid, entertaining show. It didn't do anything that pissed me off, aside from, Triple H retaining, which we all knew was going to happen anyway, so it's not even really worth getting upset over. It was solid, entertaining. Not really much else to say other than that. Raw, oh God, what to say about Raw? The weird thing about WrestleMania is that I'm actually more invested in most of the undercard stuff, like the IC title match and AJ and Jericho. By the way, Jericho is so much better as a heel, it's not even funny. Watching Jericho as he is now, you realize how shitty he was as a face when he was doing the Rudy Tooty Booty crap. I was like, okay, no, Jericho, we want you doing stuff like this, like all of this stuff. So, stuff on the WrestleMania undercard, the Divas Triple Threat, I think could be really good. Like I said, IC title, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn could be very good. So there's some stuff there on the undercard that's pretty good. Like, really the major, I guess, problem are the two main events where, they've kind of screwed the pooch on the build-up to the Hell in a Cell match, mainly because Shane McMahon keeps tripping over his promos. It's like, Shane, what are you doing, buddy? I like you, man, but you need to get your speech patterns down and get your thoughts in line and correct, and present yourself a little bit better than you did on Raw this week. And then there's the Triple H Roman Reigns stuff where Roman Reigns' return and everything was cool, or it would be cool if I was at all invested in Roman Reigns. I want to see wrestlers I like do stuff like that, not boring-ass, bland baby faces that get rammed down my throat. And it apparently the crowd felt the same way because they just booed him. Were they saying boo or boo earns? I was saying boo earns, but the crowd, the fan base is just not invested in Roman Reigns. They've made up their minds, and it is what it is, but they're going to force him down your throats anyway. Is that the right call to make? I have no idea. We'll find out at WrestleMania. I'm fearing a repeat of Cena and Triple H at WrestleMania 22. That's kind of what it's looking like right now, but We'll see how everything goes. One thing I am happy about, tomorrow night on SmackDown, we are getting Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. Yes, we are getting Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles with Mauro Ranallo calling the match. That's good reason to tune into SmackDown. I will fully check out SmackDown because of that match. And we got a few more weeks until WrestleMania. I plan to have all my WrestleMania best to worst videos up before then, as well as my WrestleMania preview, where I'll go more in depth with my thoughts on the card and my predictions for the card and all of that stuff. Kind of all I have to say about WWE right now. We're still chugging along to WrestleMania, and whatever happens at WrestleMania, it's gonna be one weird ass funky WrestleMania. That's all I have to say. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a really strange one this year, good or bad. It's gonna be one that's gonna be talked about for a while. One other thing, the New Japan Cup. I saw that this weekend as well. Tetsuya Naito ended up winning the tournament. I guess that's okay. I mean, Naito's always been one of those guys that's kind of like not been in the top echelon, but always kind of like 2 or 3 steps close to getting to that point. Kind of like Ibushi. Ibushi was kind of in the same spot when he got hurt. So it looks like it's going to be Naito and Okada at Invasion Attack. We'll see how that goes. Could be a very good match. Obviously, New Japan is still struggling a little bit with the losses of AJ and Nakamura, and they're trying to find ways to fill the void. And here's hoping that Naito works out, and here's hoping that Kenny Omega works out. Kenny Omega already looks like he's doing fine, but we'll all see. I enjoyed the finals of the tournament. I thought Goto and Naito had a good match. I thought Goto and Elgin had a really good match in the semifinals. I thought that was a nice, hard-hitting match. Naito and Yano was just a quick comedy match. It was just nothing. I can't believe Yano got that far in the tournament, to be honest. But whatever, it's not my call. That's all I have to say about New Japan for now, and that's kind of all I have to say for wrestling in general at the moment. Basically, right now, the next video that's coming up for me is my Undertaker streak best to worst WrestleMania video. I highly, highly encourage everyone to check out Aztec Warfare 2 from Lucha Underground next week. That is what I am most excited for as far as wrestling goes. I am super stoked for fucking Aztec Warfare. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so great. Check out Lucha Underground. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. It's very, very, very cool. But like I said, I've gushed over that enough. That is all I have for you now. But like I said, be on the lookout this weekend. Actually, I should know. My birthday is this weekend. I turned 31 this year. I am an old fart. Yeah, but Sunday I hit the big 3-1, and yeah, it's funny. When you reach a certain age, you don't give a shit about your birthday. I'm kind of at that point where it's like, I made it to 30. It's like, there's really no reason to care at this point. When do I start getting Social Security checks? That's the birthday I'm looking for next. That's the one that I want, but... that's all I have for now. Like I said, you'll be getting one more video this weekend. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and later, everybody.